Well, hello everybody. Gonna do a little project today with some 308s. You know, I truly love 308. We have such a wide range of cartridges today, but 308's been around a long time. And honestly, in my house, we've harvested more game with the 308 than anything. I've got 3 308s, Browning lever action. Today I'm gonna be shooting this Savage 99. What a neat classic rifle this is. But I mean, my son killed his first deer and his first elk with the 308. I've killed a ton of stuff. 308s just, man, they're just a great cartridge, I believe. So today what we're doing, had an interesting experience about a week ago. Went to kind of a yard sale deal and the guy had all kinds of reloading supplies. Of course, in today's world, everything's hard to come by, but I found all kinds of odds and ends. He had a ton of 30 caliber, 150 grain bullets. This is actually just a plain old spear, flat base, Spitzer, I think what they call it, or Spire Point, Spitzer. But it's the hardcore bullet. These are great classic hunting bullets. He had a bunch of these. So my regular hunting load for the 308 is 165 grain Sierra Game King. What a fantastic hunting bullet. That Browning BLR is a little bit fussy, but it likes those. So we've bought some of those. But I ended up buying hundreds of these 150 grains. He had some spears, he had some Hornadies, he had some 150 grain FMJ boat tails. I got them for pennies on the dollar, really, but I mean, they were odds and ends. So I thought, well, I've got a bunch of odds and end powder that I'm gonna try to make use of these 308s. So what I'm gonna do is do some chronographing. My goal is to get this 150 grain bullet going around 2,700 feet. That's a pretty mid-range load. Guys are real familiar with 308. 150 grain bullet, it's not hard to get up to 2,800, maybe even 29, I'm not sure. My thought is that, like with a classic old rifle like this one, I don't want to be pushing things to the max. I want just a good medium range load. What I'm using today is actually a compressed load of H380. I think that's going to give me about 2,700 feet. But I've got some 4895, I got some BLC2, I have some 3031, a bunch of these partial cans. I've got like 5 cans of powder that's got a half a pound in it or more. So my thought is with these bullets, I'm gonna try to make all this stuff useful. If I can get a 2,700 feet per second load, I got 4 or 5 different powders that will give me that performance on a 308. So anyway, we're gonna do some chronographing. I'm gonna shoot the 308, or the 99. I'm gonna shoot 2 or 3 in this. I've also got another rifle here that I really enjoy. So this guy is a Thompson Center compass. I bought this rifle several years ago. Well, I guess it's been about 3 years ago. A little shop down in St. George, Utah had the Thompson Center compass rifle with a Burris 4.5 to 14 full field mounted on it for $400. What a great buy on just a great entry level rifle. I've had no experience with these until I bought this one. What I like about it, it has a 3 precision safety, almost a copy of the the Winchester Model 70. Big fan of the Winchester Model 70 rifle. So I shot our 165 grain load in this rifle and it loved it. It shot sub MOA. So man, I'll tell you, we're living in the golden age of guns. Every major rifle manufacturer has these entry-level rifles. I think even today, this rifle's selling $250 brand new. Savage makes one, Ruger makes one. All of them are making them, and the quality of these guns are just phenomenal. Boy, we're just living in a great time right now. But just for fun, I'm gonna chronograph a couple rounds out of both of these rifles and see what they do. Well, that showed 2670. But 2670, that's kind of the goal I was shooting for. So I've got a pretty good spread on them for some reason, but that's shooting about 2670 to 27. So that's about the 2,700 feet I was after. So I'll be really curious to see the difference on this Savage. That one's a little bit lower. That was 2630. 2639. Yeah, it's interesting because that is chronographing much closer. 3 shots, I had a 2630, 2639, 2647 out of the Savage. The Thompson seemed to be a little wider spread, but I'm satisfied with that. 2650 is probably what we'll call that as an average. I'm okay with that. Especially in that older gun, I'm happy to have just a little bit milder load. That's a great deer load right there. So, okay, we're gonna get set up and do some 100-yard groups with them. All right, guys, so we got set up here with the 100-yard range. I think I've mentioned this to you guys before, but you can see this big tree in the back. This is actually where I'm standing, is in one of my pastures I feed cows in all winter. The cows have went to the butcher shop now, so I don't have any cows in this pen, and I can get a 100-yard range. My regular range, I got 50, but with the cows gone, I can open the gates and shoot through the gates and get 100 yards. So pretty fortunate that way to live in a place where I can have a 100-yard range just in my backyard. So anyway, we're gonna do some shooting today, or some groups with this. The first gun I'm gonna shoot is a Savage 99. What a dandy little rifle. I mean, there's kind of a cult following with those. This is the first one I've owned. I've known some guys that have really enjoyed these, and I see why. What a neat little rifle, deer rifle. 308 is definitely not one of our best elk cartridges, but we've killed elk in my house with 308. It's just close range. We're shooting 165 grain. Sierra Game King is what we call for our best hunting load. I mentioned earlier in the video that these loads I'm shooting is, man, I got just a great deal out of them on this yard sale deal. So I was gonna kind of dial this, my thoughts was dial this 99 in for these 150 grain loads, and we'll just see how they shoot. For me personally, I'm a sub 1 inch guy. If I can't get a center fire rifle to shoot sub 1 inch groups, 3-shot groups at 100, I keep working at it. I find a different bullet, different powder, do whatever it takes. I'm gonna be a little more lax on that today. If I can get this guy to shoot an 1.5 inch group, I'm gonna be satisfied with that. Like I say, these aren't premium bullets. It's funny, the box of bullets is a yellow Spear plastic box. The price tag was $4.95. How old are these bullets? They've got to be decades old. And like I say, I've got, through this yard sale deal, I got, I don't know, 5 or 6 different boxes of 150 grain Spear, or just pointed soft point basically. There's Hornady, Sierra, and Spears. If I can get these all to shoot 1.5 inch groups in this 99, I'm gonna say, okay, that is the deer load for that gun. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. What I'm doing a little different today, and I'd like some comments if you guys watch this video, and I've had some great comments over some of my shooting videos, but I'm not doing the split screen today. Actually, my GoPro, the little bracket that I used to put on the tripod, broke the last time I used it. So I haven't replaced it yet. And you know, I've had some of my extended family members and stuff say, you know, that's pretty neat to watch the split screen, but it's really not that valuable. So I don't know, I'm on the fence with it. Please leave me some comments. I'm happy to do it. If it's better for the viewer, I'll do it. If it's not, we'll just do it this way. But anyway, here we go. You know, we get used to these really nice bolt action triggers, and some of these other guns, the trigger's not terrible. It's a little bit heavy. It's short, crisp, but it's just quite a bit heavier than what I'm used to. So it usually takes me a few shots to get kind of the feel of it. All right, so I'll come have a look. All right, guys, well, this is a part of load development that we all enjoy, right? I didn't hit the paper. So I was aiming. So if you guys can see, I got, you know, real complex target system, black tape and a blank sheet of paper, but there's 3 point of sight picture points, I guess. I was aiming for this one and I didn't hit the paper. I don't know where I hit. I got some holes down here. I got 3 holes here. I'm not exactly sure where I hit. I'm gonna shoot 3 more times at the center one and see if I can get it on paper. So I've shot some decent groups with that gun with that 165 grain load, and maybe the point of impact is substantially higher or lower. That's what I don't know. So I'll shoot at that middle target and see if we can get it on paper, see where we're at. Alrighty, we're gonna take 3 more shots, see if we can get it on paper. All right, I got it on paper. I'm gonna make some adjustments with the scope. It's shooting, the reason I didn't see it before is shooting significant low. We'll walk up there and have a look at it. All right, well, we're making a little bit of progress on this. I'll flip the camera around. Okay, so I was aiming at this target right here. My first shot was here, quite low. Next to was there. That's just over 1 inch apart. If I could, that might have been a flyer. Say my excuse is that trigger's a little bit different what I'm used to. And I've shot good groups with it. It just takes me a couple rounds to get used to it. But so I'm gonna make the adjustment, see if I can pull them up into the point of 0, which isn't too far. I'm, 3 inches low, 2 inches to the left. So I'll make some adjustments and see if we can get her figured out. Alrighty, so I made some adjustments to the scope. We're gonna try her again. I think we did a little better on that one. We'll go up and have a look. So this Savage 99 is an interesting deal to me. I worked with a guy in Wyoming for a few years, and man, he just bragged up that Savage 99. I'd never been around one, and he loved it. He had several different calibers and such, and just how much he loved the Savage 99. Well, I ended up getting this when my wife actually bought it for me, surprised me with it. I seen it at a local shop and was talking about it, and she just snuck in there and bought it for me. She does that once in a while. But, I actually got this gun and had some trouble with it. The spring for the rotary magazine was real weak and it didn't feed very well. A little bit of a problem with them. So I was able to repair it, wasn't that big of a deal. But you think about when that gun came out in 1899, the Winchester Model 94 is only out for 5 years. That thing was so far ahead of its time. Optics ready, so to speak. They didn't use that language in those days, but pointed bullets, rotary magazine. That thing was certainly well ahead of its time. Okay, I think we're having some success with this gun. I'll flip the camera around. So I'm gonna say I'm pretty dang satisfied with that group. This was the first shot, second shot, third shot. Brought my tape measure out. That is slightly over 2 inches. That gun takes a little getting used to. I think I'm gonna call that good. I wouldn't be scared a bit to go to the deer woods with that. So when I spent a lot of time with that, when I first got it, I was using those CR165s, and I got it to shoot a little better than that. And that last shot, I could have easily pulled that a little bit. I think the gun's shooting good. Like I say, that trigger is quite different than a bolt action trigger. I've had that gun clear apart, and I call it a little caveman inside. It's robust, it's stout, but we've done some great refinements on rifles over the last 100 years. So anyway, I'm satisfied with that. I may shoot one more group with it just to make sure that's not a mistake. But I'm gonna shoot this Thompson Center next. Kind of curious to see where it groups. Whether I'll adjust the sights on the Thompson, I'm not sure yet. But anyway, I'm just curious to see where it's going to see. So we'll switch gears here and get the Thompson Center out. All right, so I'm talking just a little bit more about this Thompson Center. What a dandy little rifle. It's lightweight, polymer stock. You know, the cost is good. I mentioned earlier, I love the 3-position sight. The bolt is a short throw. It comes up there. I love the design of the bolt handle. I mean, it's just real ergonomic. I love this gun. The thing I do not like about it, and I don't know what the engineers were thinking. It's got a detachable box magazine, which is awesome. Why did they not use AR-10 mags on this? I can't imagine that manufacturing or anything else would have cost any more to design their own mag versus design the gun on the AR-10 mags. I mean, they're everywhere, they're proven, they're robust. A little frustrated with the whole industry on that. To where those AR-10 mags, I mean, you can walk in any sports warehouse or Cabela's or Bass Pro Shops in the nation and they've got AR-10 mags. I'm not sure I can buy these, maybe even from Thompson, I don't know who, but why they did that, I'm not sure. Other than that, I really love this gun, so we'll see how it'll shoot. We'll walk up and have a look. I'm going to shoot one more group with that, but we'll go mark them. Not a great group. I can see it through the scope, but I'll show you guys what I got. Not a great group on this. I'm a little surprised. So this is my first, second, third shot. We're talking, it's too big to even measure. Not worth monkeying around with. So, not sure what to do on that one. All right, so the Thompson Center didn't seem to like that bullet. Or that load, either one, whatever. So that's a flat base bullet. And I think every other bolt that I have, that's those 150 grains, are boat tails. Industry standard tells us that the boat tails are more accurate. We've all had experience that some guns like them, some don't. For what few of these bullets I have, I think I only have about 100. I think I'm just gonna load them up, put them in a box, label them Savage 99, deer hunting bullet, call it good. That Thompson will shoot those 165 grain Sierras phenomenally. The first time I went out, I was shooting sub 1 inch groups with that. I don't think it's worth monkeying around because I have so few bullets. So I think what I'll do is, I might shoot one more group with the Savage, make sure that wasn't a mistake, and then just load them up and just put them away for deer season. All right, so I'm gonna shoot one more group with that Savage. I'm real satisfied with that last group I showed you with it. The Thompson doesn't seem to like that bullet. It's all right, that Thompson's a solid gun with those other bullets. So I'm gonna shoot one more group with this, and I think we'll call it good. If it shoots good on this one, I'll just load the rest of those flat base bullets up, label them that they're for the Savage only. I've only got 100 of them, so then I've got several hundreds of the boat tail bullets, also 150 grains. So it will be interesting to see over the next week or so. Hopefully I can get back to this and get some of those boat tail bullets loaded and see the difference between the flat base and the boat tail. So we'll take a few shots. Well, that was a horrible group. I'll take you guys up and show you. I'm gonna walk up to mark them. All right, show you guys what I got. So my first shot was this guy. Second shot was up here. Third shot was there. A lot different than this little group down here. So I'm gonna try that again. Hopefully I can get that group to come in. So I didn't talk about the scope that I'm using on that Savage. It is a plain Jane, bottom of the barrel as they get with Burris, 3-9 full field. That gun is, that scope is probably at least 30 years old, probably closer to 35 years old. It's been tossed around from gun to gun. Great, solid, Burris is great, solid company. But yeah, it's a pretty entry-level scope as far as it goes, which to me, for that gun, for shooting medium range at deer, it's a great setup. You know, it's smaller, nothing too big, nothing big, powerful. So anyway, I hope I can pull another group off. I don't know what happened there. Like I say, this trigger is quite different. That's my excuse of the day over the bolt action guns. It's pretty long, pretty heavy. It's not easy to shoot great groups with. It's just not. Even when I was shooting with it before, it took me a little bit of time to get used to it. And that's kind of what I'm feeling like today. So I'm going to shoot one more group with it and we'll see what it does. I think we got a lot better grip going on that time. Yeah, that trigger is just my excuse of the day, I guess. But yeah, I think it's a decent group right now. We'll go check it out. All right, guys, not a great group, but a little better. This guy here is my first shot. This one was my second. That was my third, so we're gonna call that group number 2. That's about a 2-inch group. It's a little bit to the right. So this group here, you can see the center is about to the right, or that was kind of a string. I think I'm gonna adjust that scope back to the left, maybe just an inch or so, and shoot one more group and probably call it a day. All right, guys, when I said I'm gonna shoot one more group, I'm gonna shoot 2 more shots. I'm out of ammo. I just loaded a handful of these for some test rounds, but we'll go see. I mean, it's not terrible. I adjusted the scope back to the left about an inch. I'm gonna shoot 2 more. If I'm in there again, I think in today's world, any good, reliable ammo is got some value. And this gun shoots them okay. We've shot a couple decent groups. Certainly wouldn't be scared to go after a deer, knowing that your range, you know, it's not a 500-yard deer gun. It's a 250-yard deer gun, which I'm not sure if I've ever shot a deer over 250 yards. So anyway, we'll give it a shot. I honestly can't tell where the last 2 shots are. Walk and have a look. Well, I think we did better on this one. I think this is a good way to end the day. I'll flip the camera around and show you guys. So if you remember, I had 2 shots. That was the first one. That was the second one. About an inch apart. I'm happy with that. Got her dialed in. You know, I shot, this wasn't a great group, but I moved the scope over and got a little better group. So here's these 2, you know, about an inch apart. I think the gun's shooting just fine. I think I'm satisfied with that. So you guys will be seeing quite a bit of the 308 shooting. Like I say, I ended up with this shoot. I don't know how many hundreds of rounds I got. I think they're 150 grain FMJ boat tails, and I think I've got 700 or 800 of those. So I want to develop a load for them. I really hope that they'll shoot interchangeably with these soft points that I have. So just gonna have to do some experiment and try them out and see what happens. So thanks you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Please subscribe. Please leave some comments. If you guys feel like the split screen makes a better video, let me know. I'll get back into that. Like I say, the reason I'm not doing it today is because I've broke the bracket that holds that GoPro. But anyway, maybe it's not a big deal. Maybe it's not worth the extra effort. So please leave some comments. Thanks for watching.